Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and chose to stay for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. Of course, as you could tell from the title of the video, today is going to be a full face of what I own from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't have everything and I have not tried absolutely everything, but I do have a good amount of products from Charlotte Tilbury to give a kind of in-depth review. I also purchased one of the Beautifying Eye Trends palettes. They were on sale, Bloomingdale's. I can't remember who shared it on Instagram stories, but I got this with shipping and taxes for $54.29, which sounds so much better than $60 plus taxes. This is new. I will include it in this video. Everything else I have tried. This intro is already super long. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, hair is pulled back and I do have the Magic Serum. My husband, gosh, how long has it been now? At least I think 3 years. I don't think the twins were born yet. Gosh, were they? I honestly don't remember. Anyways, I already have the Rhode Skin Glazing Milk. He purchased like a gift box for me from Charlotte Tilbury and it had so many goodies. Now, everything did not work out for me. There was an eye cream that was making my under eyes so dry. I think it was the Magic Under Eye Cream. Not the one that reminds me a tiny bit of Vaseline. I am going to jump into the Gucci Matte Primer. Both of the foundations that I have from Charlotte Tilbury, I need my oils contained in my T-zone. But yeah, so lots of goodies. And this was one of them. And I do enjoy this. It's about halfway done. Would I repurchase? I don't know, because I do feel like there is other products that I enjoy more than this one. All right, so for foundations, I'm gonna mix these two. I do enjoy the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This was the very first foundation I purchased when I tried Charlotte Tilbury for the first time. And then the Beautiful Skin Foundation. I actually do really enjoy this as well. During summer, not so much, it can get pretty glowy. But I enjoy mixing these two. I think it creates a perfect, not super high coverage foundation. So 6 neutral for this one and I have 5.5 neutral for the Flawless Airbrush. So I'm just gonna mix the two. This is definitely full coverage. If you don't like that, maybe steer away. I would love to know if you have tried a foundation from Charlotte. She does have super lightweight glowy one, which I have heard fabulous things about and I wanted to try it. I just haven't been able to. I am going to spray my brush a tiny bit, not my brush, sorry, the back of my hand, and dip my brush in here to blend this out. Pretty thick consistency and I don't want it to be super heavy in certain areas and then lighter in others. I just feel the setting spray kind of helps spread everything out evenly. All right, here is what the face is looking like. It's looking like a satin kind of finish. I enjoy mixing both of those more than using them individually. I just don't use them often because they're a tiny bit more heavy than what I normally enjoy, but they are good base products. Of course, preference and what your skin type really factors a lot into whether you would enjoy that or not. Okay, the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer from Miss Charlotte Tilbury. I did own, was it Magic Touch? I cannot remember. The one that you clicked up and had that pretty gross sponge. I did end up tossing that. I could no longer get it to open. I almost panned it, but yeah. That one was okay. I felt like I really had to figure out how to make it work for me or else it could look cakey, dry, and just not pretty. This one I enjoy more I wouldn't say it's quite a favorite, but compared to that one, I do enjoy more. It is a tiny bit radiant, definitely full coverage, and definitely runs super light. I purchased shade 5. Yeah, 5 medium. First of all, does this look like a medium? No. I would have 100% gone at least 2 shades up if I would have known it ran this light. But it does blend in really, really pretty. It can get heavy quick if you're not careful with how much you apply. Again, it just depends on your likes and dislikes when it comes to your under eyes, but the amount that you see me blending is the perfect amount for me personally. Okay, now for cream, contour, and bronzer. We do have 2 options as far as formulas go. The Hollywood Contour Wand. She used to only have 2 shades and they were just laughable, really. And I own fair medium, so this was supposed to work on everybody who was super fair all the way up to like medium, okay? And then the darker tone was supposed to work on anyone that fell in the medium all the way to the deep complexion. First of all, 2 shades is just not enough. This formula is pretty, not sheer, but it has some sheerness to the base. Therefore, I just felt the shades were not enough. I have been saying that for years. Well, she finally gave us more shades. I believe there are now 6 or 7 shades available. I did purchase one of the new tones, Fair, and this one is definitely light, and it's definitely a little bit more of a neutral, cool tone kind of shade. This one here, which is Fair Medium, I feel isn't, well, now looking at next to that, maybe a tiny bit, but not as cool tone as I would like for my contour to be. So I think we're gonna use both of these because she also has this bad boy right here, and it's the Beautiful Skin Sunkissed Glow Bronzer. Only 4 tones available in this. I'm pretty sure I have medium, fair, medium, tan, and deep. I still feel she could add at least 2 more shades to the shade range. I have medium. This is definitely a cream bronzer. It's warm. Here, let me swatch it underneath. The formula is like a cream to powder kind of formula. It's actually really, really, really nice. Yeah. Okay, let's start with the Fair Medium. And a lot of people enjoy this product. It was just hard for them to pick a shade because there was only 2 available for the really fair people. It was just too dark. And the tone just didn't look right. It almost looked muddy on them because it wasn't a right tone for them, you know? But now she does have some good options. And I mean, does it suck that it took her this long to do that? Yes, it does. But it's a step in the right direction. We gotta appreciate that. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of the Fair, which I enjoy the undertones a tiny bit more in this one. I just wished it was a tiny bit darker, but it still works fine. I can use it as a bronzer slash contour, like doing both things at once. We'll see once I get some color in me now that summer is approaching. Spring first and then summer, but yeah. Okay, let's see how I can definitely sculpt a tiny bit but not be super, super cool toned. Okay, now I'm gonna jump into this jumbo. Oh, this is the Sonia G Sheer Buffer. See how it's definitely a warm tone. Okay, I did add just a tiny bit of the Fair Contour Wand in my nose. I don't contour my nose, but I feel like I'm looking pretty snatched. I don't wear makeup like this too often. It has to be like super special occasions. Okay, so I do own a cream blush from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow. Color of Dreams, I believe, is the shade I have, and I do really enjoy this. She had this formula a couple of years ago, brought it back, and then recently, I want to say sometime last year in 2024, brought out some more shades in this formula. It smells like a vanilla cupcake or vanilla frosting. It's really nice. It's very hydrating. So you will have to set this but I enjoy this formula. This is the Pro Blush 99. So you can use this as your cream blush, and you can also apply it onto your lips. Oh, I also have the blush wand. How could I forget about that? Oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? Okay, so she did come out with the Matte Beauty Blush Wand. I'm pretty sure I have Pillow Talk, which is a beautiful mauve tone. It's the same component as her contour wand. Are they all matte? I think they're all matte. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I did not give this the best review when I first tried this out. Everyone was talking about how super easy it was to blend out, and I was just not experiencing the same thing as everybody else. But the more I was using it, the more I started to enjoy it. Sorry, I'm just trying to push out more product, but not like too much, you know? Because if you don't use this for a while, whatever product is left over on the sponge, it dries out. So I just put some on the back of my hand. Yeah, so everybody was raving about how easy it was to apply this, and I was just not experiencing the same thing. I would apply it straight onto my cheek, and I felt like it looked a tiny bit patchy. Well, if I do this method, I enjoy it so much more. Yeah, I ended up enjoying this more when I changed up the way I was applying it. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful blush formula. The tones she came out with were also really, really, really nice. Okay, now let's move on to powder. She does have a liquid highlighter, but it works perfectly fine on top. So I'll wait for the highlighter. I feel like I'm looking pretty glammed. It's been a minute. I think the last time I had this much makeup, well, not even, I don't even think for my sister's wedding I wore. Yeah. Okay, powders. So I have this Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish powder. It's basically her famous Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. So in the original, I have a mini of the shade Light, which I use for my under eyes. And then I also do have a face palette that has a powder in it. What was it called? The Look of Love palette. And this one is the translucent version of this one. I use this for all over the face. It doesn't lighten up my base. I think it does a decent job. I might just mix the two for both the under eyes and the face. Now I will say, I feel like these don't contain my oils as well as other powders that I love. So I would say for me personally, it's more of a finishing powder, but temperature is decent today. We're not in spring or summer yet, so I think I could get away with using this as my main powder. She does have a loose version of powder, but I have not tried it. I have heard mixed opinions on it. Okay, my little Sephora puff, and I'm gonna dip into the light, dip into the white, and just kind of mix them. A lot of people enjoy this powder. It's a go-to, it's a holy grail, and it has been for some time. There are some people that have gone through like a ton of these. I'm not one of those people. I really do need to use it more though, because like I said, it is a very beautiful finishing powder. Like the less product I layer, the better for my skin. I'm just, you know, age. I just went ahead and mixed the two. This is the Vive 127. Okay, but see how my base looks airbrushed? Okay, I found, there's glue, the face palette I was talking about. So this is the Instant Look of Love palette, Pretty Blushed Beauty. There was two different colorways. The second colorway had a darker bronzer. So you have your bronzer, powder, blush, highlight, and then the 3 eyeshadows. So that's one bronzer that I own. She also has this one here, which is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. I'm trying to think if this is still available. So this is, there's only 2 different colorways, and I have the light, yeah, fair and medium. This is supposed to work for fair and medium complexions. I don't think it does. This is supposed to be kind of a contouring shade. I have to really build this up to use it as a more neutral kind of bronzer. The highlighter though, beautiful. The highlighter in the Look Love palette, also beautiful. And then there's this one, which is the Nude Gasm Face palette. Only this colorway. So it has two different contouring shades. This is supposed to be for your fair to light medium complexion, and this is supposed to be for your medium to tan deep complexions. Yes, not dark enough. And then it has these two kind of highlighters. So this is more of a true highlight, and this one you can use as a glowy blush if you are into that. I have used it as a blush and I think it's beautiful. I normally do a regular blush from Charlotte and then add that on top. So I think we'll start with these. And then a product that's very popular and still is her airbrush bronzer. First of all, look at this component and look at this packaging. I'm so tempted to buy the Jumbo Dior bronzer so I can compare it to this. Only 4 shades available for this bronzer. It is a refillable package. I like that. I wish that she would expand the shade range of this one. Sure, I have medium, the medium shade. So she has fair, medium, tan, and deep. I do see tan and deep content creators use Charlotte Tilbury products. They don't have access to everything. I just feel like core products like this, where you see people time and time again pulling it out, panning it, she needs to work on the shade range for her like core products. But that's just a personal opinion. So I'll start with this, use that as contour, and then I'll finish off with the airbrush bronzer, which I do really enjoy, and I need to pull this out more often. Okay, so I'm going to use this What's Up Beauty R202, and I'm just going to dip into both of these. I can make both work. The light one, I just have to really build it up. Now I'm going to jump into the airbrush bronzer. And I do feel this is a decent tone for me. Sometimes I feel I maybe do have to build it up a little bit too much, but I feel like the tan would be too dark. I just feel like there are some gaps in her tones, and they're definitely just not deep enough for the deep complexion shopping audience that wants to experience, you know, the same Charlotte Tilbury experience that someone like myself has. But it is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. Is it the best out there? No, I definitely feel there are other bronzers that I absolutely love more than this one. Okay, now for blush. I do have 2 individual blushes from Charlotte Tilbury, and then I also have this one in the Look Love palette. It's a pretty tone. I just really do have to build it up. It's like a peachy hint of rosiness in it, and it is a tiny bit glowy. I feel like unless it says matte on the packaging, expect some glow in the product, especially if it's a powder product. The Nude Gasm palette, like I said, that pretty orangey one here, it can be used as a sheeny kind of blush. So this is the one in the Nude Gasm. Yeah, this one's more warm. I do enjoy that as a blush topper. And then the first single blush I bought from Charlotte was Ecstasy, which is also like a peachy kind of tone. This one, the middle part is the sheeny portion, and then the outer is the matte formula. Okay, so this is Ecstasy. And that one I do feel I have to also build it up. And then the second one I purchased was Pillow Talk, which, by the way, the picture on Sephora looks nothing like the actual component. And this one I do really enjoy. I want to say from all the blushes I have tried, it's my favorite tone. Yeah, see, so pretty. But again, all of them except for the cream product, sheeny, glowy kind of. Let me find a blush brush. Hold please. Okay, so the eyeshadow palette, like a warm. So maybe I should do, let me do a mix of both. Why not? So I'm going to start with Pillow Talk. This is the 121 from Vive. It's a blush and bronzer brush. Not my favorite for blush. Okay, I think this will go with the eyeshadow. Add a tiny bit of the glowy one from the Nudegasm. I should probably use a fluffier brush, but here, let's... Oh wait, no, that's fine. I'm just tapping it on the back of my hand so that it's not too much right off the bat. But do you see how pretty that looks? I mean, if you don't like glow like this, then you probably think no. Because if you put too much, yes, it definitely will accentuate blemishes, scars, any sort of indentation in your skin or on your skin. Okay, I think that'll go well as far as the cheeks go with the eyeshadow palette. Let me get on some eye primer and we can dip into this bad boy right here, which I feel has caused so much controversy because of the packaging. Okay, I went into the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and here is this palette, the Beautifying Eye Trends palette. I purchased Sensual Sunset, 4 different colorways, a blue, a pinky, a like olive green, and this one. I'm pretty sure it was only 4. $60 is what it retails for. Are these magnetic? Or is something in here loose? Oh, it's the plastic cover. Okay, so here it is. So the problem people had with this is the all plastic cover. The last palette we got from a Charlotte was this sort of packaging, and it retailed for, was it $75? This, yes, it's less money, and the pans are also smaller than the last eyeshadow palette we got from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, I did see Charlotte Holcroft's video. I think she picked up 2. Yeah. Oh, just kidding. I think there was 5. The pink, the blue, the green, this one, and a neutral that has a tone of gray in it. According to Miss Charlotte Holcroft's video, Charlotte Tilbury created these palettes with makeup artists in mind. Obviously, when it's clear, the makeup artist can see exactly which palette they are picking up without having to open up the closure. Knowing that, okay, it makes sense. This doesn't feel cheap. I know it looks like Makeup Revolution, but I don't feel like the plastic is cheap. It feels like acrylic plastic. Take that as you will. And like I mentioned, I paid $54.29 for this. I did not pay full price. I'm much more okay with my purchase. Now, when I was watching Angelica Nickvist's video, she mentioned that she thinks if they would have put a gold lining on the plastic cover, that maybe it would have given it a tiny bit more like around it of a luxurious feel. But I'm actually, like, looking at this right now, I'm actually not mad at it, but that's just me and my personal opinion. So this has an 18-month shelf life, and it was made in Italia. Let's get started with an eye look. I'll probably speed through it and then tell you my experience after I'm done with the eye look so that this video is not super long. This tone here, and it just has, well, does it have? Yeah, it just has numbers in the back and it tells you the formula of the shadow. This is the matte silk formula. This is an It brushes for Ulta. Does it have a number? The 105. Okay. Definitely has pigment. It's looking a little more warm tone on the eyelid. Okay, now I'm going to jump into this tone here. Silky Matte, shade number 8. This is a Sonia GT4. I'm also experiencing very little kickback in the pans. Honestly, I thought for whatever reason that I was going to get more. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of the dark brown. It's a matte silk. Okay, this is a Sigma and Samantha Revendell detailed blending brush. It's just like a small pencil brush that's a little bit longer use that in my outer corner and see if I can deepen it up a tiny bit more. I'm just using tapping motions. Okay, next glitter glue is on, and I'm looking at this pretty tone in the middle. You see that? Ugh. It's a molten satin. Maybe I should swatch it. Yeah, metallic shade for sure, but it's such a pretty, it almost looks like it shifts a tiny bit, just depending on the light that you look at. But that's gonna go in the middle. Okay, and then now there's very shimmery tones, 3 of them. This is a crystal chrome. One of these is a crystal pop. I'm thinking this one. And diamond dimension. Yeah, this is the crystal pop. Pretty. Diamond dimension. No, yeah, that feels like it has a tiny bit of grittiness to it. And I feel like this is a very similar formula to what she has put in her quads. And then this middle one, the chrome, crystal chrome. Okay. Oh, pretty. Oh wow, that looks darker than I thought it was going to. So the crystal chrome, which is this one right here, it's gonna go right in the inner portion of my lid. I mean, do you see this eye look? Oh, I knew I was going to love this palette. So far, I have experienced no issues. All the mattes blended like a dream. I have seen some reviews, and the one that's supposed to be neutral that has the matte gray in the palette, some people have experienced some patchiness with one of the shades in that palette, but I haven't experienced any sort of badness. Everything's been just soft as butter. I mean, the shimmers, you saw the shimmers. Wow. I think I made a good choice in picking this one. I'm gonna see if this lightest nude will work as an inner corner. If not, I can just use a highlighter for my inner corner, but let's see. Okay, so this is not a nude, it's like a peachy nude. At least it's pulling up like a peachy nude, right? Yeah, it's not even brightening up my inner corner at all. Let me go ahead and put on some mascara. I will do my eyebrows off camera, but I do have the Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil, which I do love. It's one of the softest eyebrow pencil formula I have used. It honestly just blends out so easily. I don't know, I feel like not enough people rave about the Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil. The only person I have ever heard rave about it was Pari Alonso, and she is the reason why I decided to try it, and I'm glad I did, because it's definitely one that I will keep repurchasing. I'm already on my second one, and it is a refillable package. So you buy the full brow pencil, and then once you're done, you take off the top and then refill it. So yeah. Okay, so I went in to the Haus Labs and the Benefit Bounce Mascara. And then this is what the Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil looks like. Dark brown, I think, is the tone that I have. So it has like an angled brush. I hope you can see it. And then once you're done with this, you pull it out, purchase a new one, and then put it back in. Dark brown, yes, okay, so dark brown, love that. Okay, now we're gonna jump into highlighters. So I have the one in the face palette, this one, a pretty natural. I did end up using that in my inner corner as my inner highlight. I have the one in the Nude Gasm. This one here, a little bit more sparkly, but the base is a little bit more sheer than the other face palette. And then she does have the Beauty Light Wand, which is a cream highlight, but this works really well on top of powder. I love it. What shade do I have? Pillow Talk. And then this is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. So this can be used under makeup. You can mix it in with your foundation, or I enjoy using it as a very natural kind of highlight right here. This is shade 5.5. It does come in different shades. The minis are a little bit more limited on the shades, but the regular size one, which is like 50 something dollars, they have a larger shade range. Gosh, what way? I love this as a natural highlight, but I feel like right now is not the time to have a supernatural highlight. So I'm gonna save, so I won't be using that today. I have not used this one in quite some time. Let's go into this, and then maybe I'll top it off with the highlighter in the Nudegasm. I usually use a brush, but I think I'll just use my finger today. Sorry, I keep covering you with my very white handheld mirror. By the way, I purchased a new desk, one of the ones that has a little motor that lifts it up and down. And so my setup is a little bit different, and I need to find a different mirror because this white one, see how it like makes my screen go all wild. So I need to figure out a different mirror. All right, now I'm going to jump into the Nudegasm and use this one. MY20 brush from my Kid Co and Danessa. And I usually don't set my eyebrows until after I do my highlighter, since I do put some up here. I don't have an eyebrow gel from Miss Charlotte. I have only heard a couple of people talk about it, so I don't know if it's good or not, if it holds the brows, because I'm very, very picky when it comes to my eyebrow gels. If you have tried it, let me know down below. Okay, now lips. I used the Got To Be brow gel for my eyebrows. I own 4 different lip liners. The Pillow Talk was from a mini lipstick duo. So this is a mini. This is my Iconic Nude. So as you could tell, it's almost as small as the Pillow Talk. I also have Icon Baby, which is one of the new tones she came out with last year in 2024. And I also have Hot Gossip. The ones I have definitely used the most are Pillow Talk and Iconic Nude. I don't know what lip. I kind of want to do Icon Baby. So let's put this one on. Charlotte Tilbury formula is really creamy, very soft, and it also does last. It's a long-lasting lip liner if that's something that you need or require. But there is Icon Baby. It's like a pretty neutral, maybe rosy pink. Okay, I went ahead and sharpened it and added a tiny bit more. I'm going to add a tiny bit of Icon Baby, which is a pretty neutral tone. Just a little bit to kind of contour a tiny bit. Okay, I only pulled out 3 lipsticks. I have probably 6, maybe 7 lipsticks from Charlotte. Now this is Stoned Rose, which is the tone that I purchased for the Hot Gossip lipstick. Oh, that's beautiful, and it'll probably go perfect with this eye look. I have Wedding Bells, which is kind of a mauve tone. I want to say most of the ones I have are her matte formulation. And this one, the bullet is different. It has little lip embossment on it. So cute. I do enjoy this one. And one of the newest ones, Icon Baby. This formula is like a lipstick and lip balm hybrid that has a tiny bit of sparkles in it. We're gonna go with Icon Baby. And also the packaging is like a rosy tone. Now, when I first tried this, I wasn't too happy about the sheeny sparkles in it. I've had the chance to use it a couple more times, and I do feel like it looks beautiful, but you can definitely feel the little sparkle in the formula when you apply it afterwards, and you're also left with glitter once you take off your makeup. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's everything. I do own one of the fragrances that Ms. Charlotte Tilbury came out with. This is in Joyphoria. It's definitely a warm, is it floral? Not exactly floral, but make sure that you smell them in stores before you purchase. Don't blind buy. They are very particular, each one of them. This one I smelled, and out of all the ones that I smelled, this is the one that I could see myself use. So let's apply a tiny bit. I usually like mixing mine, so I'll probably add another one, but I do enjoy this, and when I wear it, I do get compliments about my fragrance. So let me go ahead and fix my hair. Be right back and we can end this video. All right, my lovelies, I am back, and here is the full completed makeup. Let me know what you think, because I think everything looks fabulous. Wow, this lip combo is so pretty. Yeah, everything looks good. A little more glam than what I normally go for, but that's fine. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about this since it's new in this video. It's not a review, this is a first impressions, and my first impression is I love this. I feel like every single tone in this palette is something that I would put on my eyes, probably on the daily if I was somebody who did my makeup daily. The shimmers in here are really, really nice, and she gave us 3 really sparkly ones and then one that's a little bit more subtle, because there is some people who don't enjoy the glitter and the shifts and all that and enjoy like a metallic satin formula. I feel like you can definitely achieve a no makeup eye look with just this palette. The packaging, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. I don't think it feels cheap. Now, in pictures, it does look cheap. It does. It looks like Makeup Revolution. But the Dior Backstage line, their palettes are see-through as well. I mean, I don't feel like too many people complained about that one. I feel like you either enjoy Charlotte Tilbury or you don't. You either think she's overhyped, overrated, or you don't. I personally love everything that I own from Charlotte Tilbury, and I haven't been disappointed too many times. I don't feel like I have. Okay, so take that with you as you wish, but for me, this eyeshadow palette, it's a thumbs up. I will keep using it, of course. This is just a first impressions. I do own some of her quads and I do enjoy them. I do own the long 2 of those 12 pan palettes, and I also own one of the palettes that were in packaging like this, and I don't really pick those up. I think the quads is what I have picked up the most, but that formula is definitely different to this one. I enjoy this formula a tiny bit more. Oh yeah, and I also own the 2 6-pan palettes that she came out. One for the Nudegasm collection and another one that's a little bit rosy mauve tone, kind of like Pillow Talk vibes. And those are actually really nice, and those I have used the most out of all of my Charlotte Tilbury palettes. I enjoy the brand, okay? I think it's a fabulous brand. Miss Charlotte keeps slaying it when it comes to celebrity makeup, red carpet events, runway shows. Like, she is still out there doing her thing and giving us pretty fabulous products. I know not everybody loves Charlotte Tilbury, and that's totally okay. I do, though. I enjoy Charlotte Tilbury. Let me know what your favorite Charlotte Tilbury products are. Let me know if you have tried the brand or if you haven't. Let's talk down below. I enjoy conversing with you all in the comments section. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, anything and everything that you do on my channel, it all helps out more than you know. And I honestly and truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it so much. This video is probably gonna be super long, but it's okay because I feel like it was a good video. With that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video.